Hi everyone, Tony Ross along with Doug Griffiths, and we welcome you to our Max 98.3 sectional preview as it's, the Indiana High School girls basketball sectionals beginning tonight. Max 98.3 is going to begin their coverage in Bremen for sectional 18. And, you know, when you look up and down the participants here, one favorite that kind of comes to mind is Tippy Valley, obviously with their 18-19 wins on the season, against only 3 losses. They beat everybody but one that's in the sectional.
Yeah, they're having a great year, Tony, and like you said, they've beaten every team except Knox and done so by double digits. Of course, some of those wins for Tippy was early on in the season, and they're one of the teams, along with Knox, that gets a bye, so they get to see the opening round action and see what, the dominoes, how they fall. And but other than that, I think it's a really wide open sectional. I mean, flip a coin, especially these 2 opening night games. It's really going to be the team that comes out, can hit shots, limit their turnovers. They're going to be the ones that advance.
Well, and that's as simple as really it is. Glenn is going to start things off, and they're coming in at 8-14, almost an identical record to some of the others that are participating. But they're facing Culver Girls Academy, who's 13-10. A very athletic-oriented Culver Academy team. We've had a few games on our docket this season to watch them. They go as Deanna Craig goes, and you can also say maybe with a little help from the young freshman at Piper Brum. This is a good academy team, but they have been kind of inconsistent, especially taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key for Bill Murchie's team, how well they value the basketball. And you said, we've done some academy games, and Craig has been sensational for a quarter or two, but you're like, okay, where's she been for the other quarter or two? And so she's got to be consistent. We know what she's capable of. She loves to break down people off the bounce. She can get out in transition, and I'm sure Coach Murchie really wants to see more of that tonight. You referred to Brum. She had a terrific game against Plymouth, and I think if the Eagles are to advance, they need more of the same tonight.
Well, and John Glenn, it's just been one of those kind of seasons, and one that is left scratching your head as well. But this is a brand new start, brand new season. Ted Hayden, head coach, feels that his Lady Falcons, when they put 4 quarters together, can beat about anybody. And I think that's what's going to have to happen here. That means limit turnovers, win the rebounding game, and they've got to shoot the basketball better than what they have been.
Well, yeah, without question. And the Falcons have endured a couple key injuries to starters, so things haven't gone exactly how they planned during the season. Like you said, only 8 wins to date. Going to need a great effort from Kennedy Hayden. She's, the one senior that leading in scoring, and needs some inside production too, whether that comes from Lucy Hayden or not. You talk about limiting turnovers. Turnage has got to limit her turnovers, and really the whole team. I mean, they have a lot of unforced turnovers that just, of course, kills their possessions, and they need to, again, limit those and get a lot of shots up tonight and get Kennedy isolated in one-on-one opportunities and dominate the boards.
Rochester Bremen is going to be our Game 2 broadcast as well. Rochester, they're coming in at 500, 11 wins, 11 losses. This Bremen team at 7-16. If Bremen doesn't have that 7-game losing streak midway in their schedule, this is probably a different Bremen-like team. They're still good, and they've got an awful lot of talent here that I think can really press this Rochester squad, who likes to slow things down.
Yeah, and Rochester, like you said, 500 team, first-year coach, after Brian Jennings was there. And this is one of those flip-your-coin type of games. You look at Bremen, you talk of all the teams in this sectional, most deceiving record, I think, in the whole field. They are a team, we saw what they're capable of advancing to the Bi-County championship game. We know Alex Robinson can flat-out coach. I think they go as far as Foster will take them. She's young. You don't ever know how a young player is going to react to the one-and-done scenario. But, if Foster can play, near or at the top of her game, that bodes awfully well for the Lions.
She comes in averaging 14 points a game. The other X factor is going to be how well Katie Moyer is going to play tonight. She's averaging 9, but even you want to talk kind of misleading a little bit. She works so hard and does so many little things that have won the 7 games the Lady Lions been able to get this year. but as collectively as a team, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot. And when they're in a ball game 3.5 quarters, it just seems to be that 3 to 4 minute stretch where they just kind of lose composure, and it's costed them at least a good 3 or 4 games this season. So they can't afford to have that happen against this Rochester squad.
Yeah, you can't have the mental lapses, and it's just something about tournament formats that Coach Robinson gets his club, to elevate their game. Like I said, record is deceiving, no question, Tony. Your point's spot on about Moyer and Foster. They've got to be that 1-2 punch, and they'll face a Rochester team that really is balanced scoring. They don't have one player from a scoring standpoint that sticks out. I mean, they're all in the 8-9 point per game average, so that'll be challenging for Bremen and how they defend that kind of offense.
And on our sister station, K99.3 FM with Mitch Columbia and his sports crew, they got a good one down at North Judson, and South Central is going to be, right now, a favorite over there. They're really shooting the ball and have been pretty consistent in that department all season long.
Yeah, South Central's had a heck of a run, and like you said, they're the team to beat in that sectional, but what a game that should be. We talked about it the other night during our broadcast of Triton and North Judson about how we really felt that was the sectional championship, and it really is for all practical purposes. So obviously Frazier's going to have to be great if North Judson's going to advance.
Yeah, LaVille's had a very good year. Make no mistake about it. And if anybody can push the limits of this North Judson team, it's the LaVille Lady Lancers. But for LaVille, they're going to have to win this one defensively because I think they can score. They got a good inside-out game with Lucy Shirk and Halen Kwiatkowski. And then you take a look at their guard play, which has been pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Lancers have been terrific. What a year they've had under Coach Amore. It's really phenomenal the turnabout that program has made, and of course coming off the Bi-County championship victory. And again, don't sleep on the Lancers. I know everyone's going to put South Central automatically in the regional, but not so fast. We've seen it year after year in a one and done format. Anything can happen, so don't be surprised if you see the Big Blue playing for a championship on Saturday night.
So we have got 4 really good games together here on K99.3 and here on Max 98.3. Our pregame show on Max is going to start at 5:30, and we hope you can join us for all the action. For Doug Griffiths, I'm Tony Ross.